believe the lights are still on.
In solidarity of Dr. Dillerman.
So it looks like the Terrifier house might be called. Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another massive Halloween Horror Nights 2025 update. There's so much happening. I cannot wait to go in. So on that note, it is time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights during the day. We're gonna go back to Halloween Horror Nights 26 when Chance was the icon, right? This is the UOAP shirt. And then the hat, then it says you won't stand a chance. So on that note, let's roll the commercial.
Lock me away. It's all just a show. I'll make you pay. And won't let you go. While Jack's away, it's my turn to dance. My turn to play. You won't stand a chance.
Okay, welcome back. Let's head in. It's busy. It's getting toasty. This is a big week for HHN.
The Wicked meet and greet has returned here. I know you have to see the Wizard, but what are your thoughts about the Wizard? Are you excited? You nervous?
I'm thrilled to meet the Wizard. I feel like once I meet him, my whole life will change.
I think so too. And Elfie's going to tell him her heart's desire.
I am. The animals need saving. I haven't seen Dr. Dillerman since he disappeared from Oz. And something strange is happening in Oz. Something bad.
But Elfie cares so much for them. And I'm sure her and the Wizard will work together and it'll be perfect.
Well, you care so much that you've changed your name.
Well, I did. In solidarity of Dr. Dillerman. That's right. I'm no longer Linda, but simply Linda. The G is silent now.
That's what he could pronounce.
He did have his own goat-like way of pronouncing my name. It's true. But I do like it.
And we stand with him.
So you two have never seen Wicked.
No, we've never seen Wicked.
But what did that mean to you?
Nothing.
But they were great.
They were. It's a new but old character meet and greet that needs to be in the parks. I think it needs to be.
There's gonna be daily meet and greets, it sounds like.
For at least the time being. For the summer. And I can't wait to be here every day. If you want to find me, I'm here.
No, that's me.
That is you.
Great meet and greet as always. So in Universal Studios Hollywood, you can meet them, but they alternate. So you can't meet them together. If you come to Universal Studios Orlando, you can meet them together. I believe through the end of the summer, there's no official date. Every day they're gonna be kind of doing little meet and greets. So now with the HHN updates. Halloween Horror Nights official Twitter posted this. Okay, so they tweeted out, who wants a spooky week? And then Michael above did a little gif of Nick Jonas raising his hand. It's gonna be a big week, right? There's gonna be a lot of announcements of original houses. That's what they did last year. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of how they released it last year. You know, they kind of blew their load a little too quick. I like the slow burn because you build up that hype. More anticipation means more excitement. Speaking of original houses, we finally got Hatchet and Chains announced. So this is the description of it. Okay, so the official synopsis from the Halloween Horror Nights Twitter said this. Haunted House announcement. Hatchet and Chains, demon bounty hunters. In this old west town, all hell is breaking loose. Red hot lava demons are trying to possess everyone, melting everything in their path. Tickets on sale now. I just gotta say, that artwork is awesome. The color choices, the design. If you remember in the Slaughter Cinema house from last year, they had a whole room about it.
Hatchet and Chains.
And then they also had a little trailer about it.
You want this ugly varmint? Go If you guys missed the first original house announcement, I did post the hour-long Spooky Empire panel, but if you didn't watch the hour-long panel, here's just a couple minutes of them doing the kind of a house announcement, and then also the little show with kind of the icon but not icon, in case you missed the full panel that I posted.
Without further ado, it is my honor to announce the first original house for Halloween Horror Nights 34, the tragic ghost tale of a tortured artist consumed by evil. El Artista, a Spanish haunting.
A place where dreams, sueños, come to blossom. A haven for the inspired. Un santuario that is cursed by tragedy and haunted by malevolent spirits. A forsaken void that calls out to the tortured artista with ill intent. Un lugar, a place that called to me, Sergio Navarro. With each passing day, their whispers grow louder. Sus susurros se hacen más fuerte. I feel them looming over my shoulder as I work, eager for their ghastly forms to be painted onto the canvas. And I can't resist. No puedo resistirlos. Tonight, los muertos, the ghosts, are more restless than ever. And my art, mi arte, will imitate their death.
Just like that, we announce our first original house, El Artista, a Spanish haunting! We are very, very excited to be presenting this haunted house as part of our lineup for Halloween Horror Nights 34. To give you a brief synopsis of the story, set in the late 1800s in Spain, there is a famed artist by the name of Sergio Navarro, and he is kind of, his career is in a little bit of a dip, and he's looking for some creative inspiration. So he relocates himself to this desolate manor in the middle of the woods called La Casa Creación, the Creation House, a place known as a creative hub for the tortured artist, but has quite a bit of legend behind it. Unbeknownst to him, the manor's grounds are infested by the spirits of artists that came before him and also moved to the manor. And there's a deeper sense of evil rooted deep within the manor grounds that exists mostly inside the conservatory. And within this conservatory, this deep sense of evil overtakes Sergio's mind, influencing his art, forcing him to paint these horrifying things that come to life. And the spirits want to use his artwork as portals to break into our world. So one night, when the veil is at its thinnest, Sergio has to overcome his own madness and the ongoing whispers of the ghosts as they proceed to break through his artwork, to use his artwork as portals, to set us forward into a haunting unlike any we've seen before. And that is the story of El Artista, a Spanish haunting.
This is the point of the season where I pretty much like, I live at Universal. I'm here like every day or like every other day, filming all the construction updates and everything. So we got a wild 2 months ahead of us.
Let's pop into Five and Dime, see if anything new has popped up. It is down to slim pickings for the Jason Universe shirt. Just what, 5 extra smalls. They will be having a restock with other sizes, but I think we're gonna get the other IPs and other merch drop first. This light is definitely new right there.
So when it comes to the scare zone here, we're gonna have kind of a different sort of scare zone. It's heavily rumored there's gonna be kind of a Mel's Die-In sort of scare zone happening over there.
All right, so as you know, the Megans meet over here.
A lot of people were asking, like, is that the real Megan? Why can't she talk? So Megan responded to the video that we posted. Those are her minions. That's why they're not talking like Megan, because they're Megan's minions. And then there's also some new popcorn buckets that are gonna be coming for Megan 2.0. As we can see, some of the stars are holding the popcorn bucket,
And then there's also another popcorn bucket where kind of the face can be removed, which is utterly terrifying. So Insomnia Cookies posted this, miss me, thought so, I'm back. And I have hacked Insomnia Cookies. So on the 27th, they're gonna have special Megan cookies. So it looks like there's one cookie that's filled and then also kind of like an ice cream sandwich.
Now they've left this truss work up for a very long time. I think they're just leaving it up because they're gonna have another HHN bar. We don't know the theming of it or what's gonna be happening, but I'm sure there's gonna be a bar or food stand popping up there.
Okay, it is getting toasty out. So on that note, you know what? Let's get talking about some toasty Murdy tweets. I think it's John Murdy right there. John!
So someone asked John, very hyped John, how far are you into planning stages for 2026 thus far? John says, pretty far. Been working on it since March. So John is off working on next year's Halloween Horror Nights. And then someone asks, we need a Five Nights at Freddy's announcement video. And John says, that was only the teaser, more to come. So we still need the official announcement video. And then It's EC tweeted out this, Jason's shack is looking awesome. I wonder if this shack is resembling the shack of the newly announced Jason design that we got. And John says, what do you think those circles in the ground are for? So if you look, you'll see the circles. That's gonna be where some trees are gonna be placed. And then when it comes to the new Jason Universe movies and films that are coming, the Crystal Lake TV show has started filming. The code name is Mama's Boy.
Something's happening here in the lagoon because over here they're building some scaffolding. There's all sorts of scaffolding underneath the bridge. I wonder what they're doing. So over here, a little update on the Amity bathrooms. They finished kind of the siding over there, right? Now they're working on the siding over here. Hopefully before July 4th, they have that open when the July 4th crowds hit. As you know, it's heavily rumored that Nightmare Fuel is returning. It looks like they have lights up there. Normally they have the Nightmare Fuel sign there with the signs. I believe the lights are still on, but you can hear construction inside the old Fear Factor theater. So if you look back there in the theater, we can see a building now. It also looks like some new lights or speakers have been put up, but yeah, you can hear them drilling and stuff. And then over here is just the same curtains that we saw from before. Okay, and then back over by the Amity bathrooms, if we look, the truss work now has lights on it up there. So I don't know if those lights are for HHN or for July 4th coming up, but the truss now has electrical. You can see the cables going down. And over here, this truss work again, the same thing. Lights have been installed and the electrical has all been hooked up to the truss work over here. So it looks like the lights are pointing in all different directions, kind of illuminate the pathways. Now this truss work looks the exact same. Nothing has changed since last week. All right, we're over in Amity right now. There's a new sculpture that just got announced for the Jaws 50th anniversary. Show it off real quick.
So there's a new 16-inch Jaws 50 kind of sculpture. I believe it's like $400 though. Really incredibly detailed. Comes with some accessories and everything, but it's massive.
Now they might be working on the rock work, or maybe I've just never noticed this before, but there's 3 different styles of rock. Then you have a very gray rock, and then off to the right there's gonna be a tan rock. Not too much new on the Jason Universe facade. We can see they've kind of added some planks.
Minions order.
Okay, we have all these lights over here, lights over here. I don't remember a like electrical cord or cable going right there between those lights. Okay, so remember last HHN update, we kind of talked about these construction walls and how they have to be down by HHN. You guys take a look at Bio Reconstruct's latest photos. As you can see, kind of where the whole queue used to be for those houses, it's all dirt now. So it's gonna be very interesting where these portals are gonna end up for these houses and how the lines are gonna be managed. Jimmy Fallon is next to a full moon over there. You know what else has a full moon? The HHN Vegas sign. So let's go over that real quick.
So Attractions 360 posted this. They put up the Universal Horror Unleashed billboard yesterday. Now we saw it during the daytime, but now we've seen it during the nighttime. And there is a full moon, and the Wolfman will be at Horror Unleashed now. And then also Attractions 360 posted some more images of Horror Unleashed. So we can see in the center, that's gonna be the actual building. So they've actually kind of painted and gotten the surrounding buildings somewhat ready. Again, it opens in mid-August, so they got a while to go, but I know there are people working there really hard right now to get everything ready. So they're adding the distressing to the building. There's the main door right there, the windows. It's slowly getting there, but I think they might pull it off.
Now, if you look on the stage, you can see all the truss work and lighting set up. It's all going to be set up for the 4th of July celebration. They do a whole big 4th of July thing over here. But yeah, you can even see all the construction walls back there. Now, there's all these lights set up like every couple feet over here by Villain Con. One there, one there, one there, a bunch there, bunch over there. These I know are always there. But have these popped up? No, over here, it's a hot set. See, it just says hot set in production today. So something's going on right down there.
All right, it's time to ingest large amounts of food dye.
We're here at Voodoo Donuts. It's 12:30 right now. I would say get a donut here in the morning because that's the only time they're good. They get real stale at the end of the day.
There's 2 specialty seasonal donuts. We're gonna start off with the banana split one. So you got some nuts on top, some cherry drizzle with like a dehydrated banana. So let's see how it is. there's a banana cream on the inside. The inside tastes like a banana pudding. And then on the outside, you kind of, you know, the hints of chocolate in there, the hints of cherry. So it does actually kind of taste like a banana split sundae. So I'm gonna do like a 7.5 on it. Now we have the Pride donut, kind of like a Fruity Pebbles filling. You have two little same colored gummy bears underneath a little rainbow. All right, this one, I'm gonna do 8.5 on. So you get kind of that Fruity Pebble crust, and then on the inside, it almost tastes like, you know, like the Fruity Pebble milk, that taste? A cheesecake. It's like a Fruity Pebble cheesecake on the inside. I'm gonna do 8.5 on the Pride donut. That's a really good donut. Got our donuts, got our refresher. On that note, let's go back to the office. Okay guys, we're back in the office. So this just got tweeted out. So we have the Artist House, Art Comes Alive. That might be the name of the Terrifier house. As you know, it's Art the Clown. And then Five Nights at Freddy's. We haven't had the official announcement for Orlando, but it's confirmed on the news station, Fallout, and Jason Universe. So it looks like the Terrifier house might be called Art Comes Alive. The name kind of makes sense because it could be like different scenes from, you know, all three of the Terrifier films combined into one, kind of like how Jason Universe is. Now, not only was there that leak, you know, kind of confirming the potential of a Terrifier house, right? We talked about merchandise that was leaked. And then also at a expo a couple days ago, the actor who plays Art the Clown had to say this.
It's kind of like the worst kept secret, and I won't make you say anything at all, but I'm a huge Haunted House fan, and in that community, everybody kind of knows Halloween Horror Nights is going to have a Terrifier house this year. So, yes. Don't hang me if something happens and it doesn't happen, but that's the word on the street. That was all him.
I know nothing, I say nothing, I hear nothing.
Again, there's so many things kind of pointing to Terrifier coming this year. 99.9% sure Terrifier is coming unless something happens last second. So we're gonna have a big week of HHN updates. So guys, on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family because I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios around the country. I love you all, and I'll see y'all very soon. Alrighty. If you come into the arcade over here, they have a little coin game, I guess, where you earn tickets or something.